What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, and today's video is very different than the last true crime case I did. The last true crime case I did, oh, look at my shoes. I rearranged my room, so my shoes are behind me now. Last true crime case I did was the Sandra Levy case. It was a 3-part series, and then in between that was, of course, the Reddit Let's Not Me stories. But now I have decided to start working on a list that I made a year ago. I made this list of cases I need to do a year ago, and I've decided to start on it. The first person on the cases I need to cover is Sandra Bland. I have been talking about this case for over a year, and in today's video I was like, I had already filmed this, I already filmed some of it, and it was a cooking and crime time, but I was like, I don't want to do a cooking video today. I was like, why not do a get ready with me video and do my makeup? But I don't wear makeup, so you're gonna see me do my eyebrows, my eyes, and I don't wear mascara because I rub my eyes too often and it just messes it up. And I have some pimples coming in. We're gonna cover those red spots up. I'm gonna put my hair up. This video's gonna be longer than most of my videos because, like I just said, I don't do videos like this. So yeah, I also have my Chromebook behind me. I have my laptop behind the camera. Oh, I moved that up way too far. I have my Chromebook behind the camera, and that is going to allow me to read off what I'm saying and whatnot. So I'm going to show you what palettes I'm going to use today, because these are two of my favorite palettes. I got both of these. 3 of my palettes I got from Hot Topic. I have 2 Supernatural ones and this one, my friend's palette. And when I tell you it's one of my favorite palettes, this is what it looks like. Oh my god, I'm about to drop it. This is what it looks like. I usually go for the nude colors because I don't like to do really exotic looks. And then I have this. It's the Eternal War eyeshadow palette from Supernatural. It's very dirty. I need to clean it. On one side, this side you have heaven, this side you have hell. You know, we got the names. I think I just inhaled eyeshadow from holding that so close to my nose. I tend to use the hell side a little bit more because, again, I go for darker neutral colors. I also have all of my brushes, or most of my brushes are Supernatural brushes. I'm also going to be using a powder foundation that I've had for years, and I don't think it's good anymore, but it works so well for me. This is what it looks like. There's barely any product in it. I need to go find a new powder foundation, so... And of course, to go with the CoverGirl foundation, I use the CoverGirl concealer. I got this a year ago. It's an L600 Light Nude Chair Pale. So, let's get into who Sandra Bland was. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about, at the time of her accident, she was actually a 28-year-old woman. She was found hanged in a jail cell in Walker County, Texas, on July 13th of 2015. This is Cera editing. I just want to say something. If you guys see me look up behind the camera, just know that that is me looking at my Chromebook that I have the Google Slides on that tell me what to say. It's basically a script. I just squint throughout this video trying to look at it because I don't have my glasses on, so I was just letting you know. Just 3 days after being arrested during a routine traffic stop, her death was ruled a suicide. But I don't believe it's a suicide. A lot of people don't believe it was a suicide. So, in these parts, in the series that I'm going to make about her, we're going to basically uncover the truth, go into theories, and of course, we're going to discuss what the police said. But in order to know who Sandra Bland was, I no longer can see this because I am blind. We are going to have to dig deep into her story. We're going to have to share, but we're going to have to go back to 1987 when she was born. So, Geneva Reed, who is Sandra's mother, is where we're going to start, because to know Sandra, we need to know where she came from. Geneva had her first daughter at the age of 15, which is very young. Not a lot of women have kids that young, but I mean, some women do. My oldest sister had her daughter at 16. A friend of hers actually said that she still had a very thunderous, determination for things, to get things done. And she graduated high school on time and then went on to receive a bachelor's in journalism at the age of 23. Today, she runs her own real estate business. Geneva grew up on Chicago's near West Side. At the time, she had Sandra, or Sandy as everybody called her. The area was profoundly segregated, and not only was it segregated, it was poverty-stricken and violent. There's a lot of violence going on in this area. So in the 1990s, when she had all of her daughters, and Sandra was very young. Another side note, I don't have like a professional camera, so professional light, so I use a lamp that I have in my room. So every time I got closer to the camera, trying to look at myself in the mirror that I had, it gets bright. Don't just know that it was the light I was using. I'm going to figure out something for the next videos, so don't worry. I'm just going to call her Sandy. I feel like that'd be much easier. Sandy was 9 years old when her mother decided to move with all of her daughters to a suburb, which I find very odd. I don't think I would move to a suburb. Geneva headed to the suburbs with her 5 daughters. I've already stated that. They settled in DuPage. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It is an affluent, quiet, and back when they moved there, only 4% of the neighborhood was black. Which, then again, most suburbs are going to be less black than most at this time. So Geneva was very, very religious, and she immediately found a church, the DuPage African, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, if y'all can help me out in the comments, Episcopal, I can't even see it, church. This prompted Sandy, who at the time of when her mom went into this church was only 13, to join and sing in the church's choir, where her and classmate Robert Lega sang together. Robert said that Sandy had a wicked sense of humor and never took offense at his gross adolescent jokes. 2 of the churchgoers, Dee and Lionel, I did not mean to grab this color, but I guess that works. Dee and Lionel Watts, they were church members that Sandy's mom knew and Sandy knew. They didn't have any kids, so they really took to Sandy because she was very, boisterous kind of personality and whatnot. From what I've read while doing research on this, everybody liked her. She was, wow, I was really sorry. She was really likable and whatnot, and I find that absolutely cool. I feel like she would be a pretty cool person. You know what I mean? So they loved Sandy. They didn't have any kids, so Sandy kind of was like their child in a sense. They grew to love her. So Dee was a software engineer, and in the time that she knew Sandy, she actually became Sandy's godmother. So in high school, Sandy joined an array, and I mean, when I was doing the research, I was very shocked because all I've done in high school is manage my high school football team. I've talked about it in my vlogs here on this channel, that all I've done in high school, other than my freshman year, when I worked backstage for the high school play and stuff like that, is manage the football team. She joined the Foreign Language Honor Society, the cheerleading squad, where she was the only black cheerleader. She also joined the concert band. She played the trombone, and this was a choice that shaped her life. So, as most of you, if you're old enough to know, in your junior and senior year, you start to think about where you're going to go to college. I know that's a big factor for me right now, is I don't know where I want to go. Not sure if I want to go to West Virginia University, which is where I've talked about going for years now, or if I'm going to go to Honolulu. I want to go to Hawaii. Not sure if I want to go there or if I want to go to West Virginia. But considering I am from the Midwest, I would prefer to go somewhere warm, to enjoy my college years. But Sandy's senior year, she actually accepted a music scholarship to Prairie View A&M University in Texas. If you know what A&M is, it is a Texas school, I didn't research much into it because, like, that's not the purpose of this case. The school was founded by ex-slaves, was founded for ex-slaves after the Civil War, and it sits in Waller County, Texas. By the way, I am not 100% sure if it was Waller County she was found in. Pretty sure it was Waller County, and I accidentally typed Walker. So, while I'm editing this video, I will definitely see if it was Waller County that she was found in, or if it was Walker County. I don't even know if there's a Walker County, Texas. Editing Sarah, find out where she was killed, because that would be great for me to know. I definitely should have checked before the video. But, it sits in Waller County, Texas, and this is the most, like, historically deep south part of Texas. The little town surrounding the school today has a few thousand residents. This small population is overwhelmingly black, so this town has a lot of black residents. Not saying that's wrong or anything, that's just what was in the research. So Sandy was a busy woman. She actually joined a historically black sorority. I just moved the camera, I am so sorry. She joined a historically black sorority, Sigma Gamma Rho, RHO. I don't know if I'm saying that right either. So if I'm not, call me out on it in the comments. Which emphasizes community service. So, like, this sorority was really big on community service and, like, how you needed to basically give back to the community, which I think is pretty cool. Sandy was constantly volunteering for things, which, I mean, was kind of her sorority's thing, but it did kind of impact Sandy. She was volunteering for projects. She also helped a man, I cannot pronounce his first name. I will put it on a caption in the video. We'll call him Mr. Mosley, sorry. Mr. Mosley, who later in life, Mosley was a middle-aged man who worked at Prairie View, who helped students from poor families who had problems adjusting to college. Later in life, Mosley actually became one of Sandy's friends and mentor. Like, this man was a mentor to her, you know. I feel like we all have, you know, those mentors that we genuinely, you know, just keep in our lives, who've taught us a lot. I know I sure have. I'm pretty sure some of you have. Sandy majored in what Prairie View calls animal science. One of her sorority sisters, Ashley Goodman, said that Sandy often said that she wanted to work for the Food and Drug Administration, but when she graduated in 2009, there were very few jobs in that field. So there wasn't a lot of jobs in her, like, what she was going to school for, which I feel like is a lot, because my mom went to school for medical billing, which is, like, what you do, like, you work, I'm calling my concealer, you work in, like, the desk, like, area, and, like, she, like, to get a job in the place that my mom, like, the job my mom really wanted, she would have to have, like, 5 or 6 years of experience, which isn't a lot, which isn't good, especially if you don't know. So, unemployment that year that Sandy graduated was at an all-time high. Like, when I was, like, researching this case and reading the, like, place that I got a lot of my information from, it was basically saying, like, yeah, like, not a lot of people could get jobs, like, right out of, like, right from, like, 2009 to, like, 2010, nobody could get jobs, apparently, because, like, it was just, like, the unemployment rate was absolutely, like, high, which is very odd. Oh my god. I feel like I do so much better in my right eye than I do my left eye. It was at an all-time high at this point for everyone. The recession badly hurt the graduates that year, the very young graduates from the year of 2009, but black people had it worse. Especially black women. Black women are actually 2% more likely to, or twice as likely to be unemployed as a white woman. So, as you can tell, recession was not at all kind to any of the young graduates, but it was especially not kind to the young African American graduates that year. the article that I got my information, or that I did my research for this case on, like, had so much information about, like, this, because it really impacted Sandy, and it really impacted, you know, people around her. Overall, in 2010, 1 in 5 African Americans who had just finished college couldn't get a job. Like, just couldn't get a job because of how bad, like, unemployment was that year. But the ones who were lucky enough to get a job ended up in very, like, low-paid positions, which is not good for anybody, but yeah. During the first month of her being graduated, Sandy actually got a job at Prairie View. See? It doesn't even, like, it has to be, like, up here. Got a job at Prairie View. She was an office assistant. So, yeah. She actually, at this point, lived in Houston, Texas, with her then boyfriend, who was a music major at Texas A&M. And he actually had a very hard time finding a job as well. He was one of the people hit during the recession. I feel pretty bad for the guy. Back to what I was saying about Sandy, she was traveling from Houston back to Waller County, which is where, you know, where her job was. What did you see? All that coming off. That's where her job was. She had to do this. Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to read. Since she drove from Houston back to Waller County, this actually made it pretty easy for Sandy to be hit with traffic tickets and fines and court cases, because here in America, apparently, if you're black, you can't drive. That's just what it seems like, especially more recently with, you know, Dante Wright, you know what I mean? Like, sorry, I'm trying to, like, make sure it's even. But one thing about Texas is that they do not have any income tax. The state and its counties have to make their money somewhere. One of the ways that they make their money is through traffic tickets. In Texas, extra charges are attached to the ticket. These are staggering amounts. There is a $25 records management fee. There's a $15 judicial fund fee, and a $15 added to each bail bond payment. You can see how they're making their money pretty well. So, as you can tell, Sandy was being hit with these staggering amounts of, like, fees. 25, 15, and, like, that's a lot of money to pay, and then you have to pay the ticket, you know what I mean? The tickets themselves also include add-ons. Okay, like, they have add-ons to them. So, like, you're paying even more money than you would be if, like, you didn't, you know what I mean? Like, you're paying more money. Sorry, I'm trying to see where that's at. You're paying more money for absolutely no reason. Because Texas is just odd like that. Texas is like, you know what, we gotta make our money somehow. How are we gonna do it? Traffic tickets. And I went white again. By the way, I usually don't use this much concealer because I don't wear full face. I just cover up the red spots. So, but we're almost done, so that's kind of why I'm hurrying with my concealer. But they actually would put the money that you were giving from, like, the bail, like these bails, like these tickets, these court fees and stuff like that. They would give this money, this extra money that they were taking, and give it to a nationwide program providing services for people with brain and spinal cord injuries. So even the school that Sandy attended, had these fees. Like, these fees were being sent to Prairie View. And that was how, like, it was funded, or their judicial justice school, that was how it was funded. Like, because of these, like, ticket fees and these court fees and these bail bond fees, like, that was how a school at Prairie View ended up getting a lot of their things. This is it for part 1. So, part 2 is there's a lot more to Sandy's case than what I was talking about here. Sandy's case is very, there's so much that goes into it because of, like, I don't want to sound like, there's so much to it because it's one of those cases where, like, you have to really look into the person, and not only do you have to look really into the person, you have to look into everyone in their lives, and you have to look into what caused them to be pulled over, what caused them to end up in the situation where they died, or, I mean, and in this situation, we now have to look and be like, okay, Sandra Bland was murdered by the Walker or Waller, I'm not entirely sure, County, like, police. Like, that is not my mascara. They murdered her. That's what this series is getting at. They have denied it vehemently. When we get into the theories, I think I'll very much enjoy the theory part. Oh, get it in my eyebrow. That's great. I think I'll very much enjoy the theories part because there's a lot of theories, you know, for a lot of these cases talking about, like, what happened to them, like, why they were killed and whatnot, you know? And that's the cool part about this Black Lives Matter series, is because we get to really look into these cases and we get to talk about it because not a lot of people want to talk about it. Simple as that. And I'm here to talk about it. I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here to tell you that these people's lives mattered, and the cops that killed them didn't think they mattered. So Sandra Bland is the first of many to come. On the cases thing that I showed you earlier, it has almost 25 Black Lives Matter, and then I'm switching over to missing and murdered Indigenous women because those people's lives matter. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think I just got mascara on my bottom of my eye. But this is the finished product. I look very pale because it's not summer. No, I don't even know where glasses are. Okay. Well, this is what I look like. It's not the best, but this is the 25-minute video already. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Remember to hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment down below what you guys would like to see as my video in between my true crimes. So peace. Love you guys.